Hi everybody, happy Tuesday. If you were on that last little attempt, I don't know what happened. I lost my connection or something and my phone shut off for a minute. Anyways, I'm back. I just dropped Kinsley off at swim practice and I wanted to just hop on really quickly and share a few of my go-to tips for shifting your day to be more intentional. This has come up for me a lot recently, personally in my life, but I've also had a lot of conversations about this whole topic. So I just wanted to kind of share a few of my go-to top ways to mindfully and intentionally shift your day pretty much on the spot. And I'm going to keep this really, really quickly. One, because I got to get back on the road and that's how we roll. But two, it's just short and sweet because that's what we need. We need something quick that gives us the ability to make that shift, turn around our mindset, and potentially completely change the trajectory of our day. So my first tip, my number one, is a minute of mindful breathing. It sounds so simple. It is so simple. But it's very, very powerful. So box breathing, you may or may not have heard of it, is a technique that Navy SEALs use, firefighters use it, a lot of athletes use it. It's a really great way to connect back to your breath and actually impact and sort of control your autonomic nervous system. So what it is you take 4 breaths. Four parts to your breath. Excuse me, let me back up just a moment. 4 parts to your breath. You count in for a count of 4. You breathe in for a count of 4. You hold it for a count of 4. So this is your box, right? You go up, count of 4, hold it for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 4. So your entire breath takes 16 seconds. Do this 4 times and you have a full minute of mindfulness. And it's really, really powerful. This comes in handy when I feel my anxiety starting to come on. If I can catch myself like that and practice my mindful breathing, most of the time it helps me get to a state where I can better kind of navigate it. But the other piece that I like to bring into that is not just the breath, but it's imagery with it. So when I breathe in, I actually visualize my breath coming in and bringing all of that goodness into my body and into my lungs and then into every cell of my body. I hold it and I actually picture that breath nourishing my body, all of my cells. And then I picture myself exhaling all that I don't want. And with that, I'm creating more space inside of me for what I do want. And it might sound hokey. It works for me. It's very powerful. I know many, many people that this works for. And it's such a quick way to shift your mindset. And it's 4 breaths, right? Like, who doesn't have 1 minute that they can spare to completely shift their mindset? Ideally, if you have 5 minutes, you would do it for 5 minutes. You can lay down on the ground and really focus on all that is your breath. You can sit in a yoga position and actually do that breath sitting. But really, 1 minute can be super, super powerful. So that's my number one. Mindful box breathing with imagery. My second one is listening to personal development on Audible. I don't always have the chance to sit down and read a whole bunch from a book, and reading makes me fall asleep. If you don't know me, it doesn't matter how wide awake I am, reading makes me tired and makes me fall asleep. So I love to listen to personal development books on Audible. But what that also allows me to do is keep doing whatever it is that I have going on in my day. So I don't have to think about it as something stressful that I have to add into my day. I can do it while I'm doing other mindless activities. I turn on my personal development when I'm driving. As soon as I get off of here, I'm going to turn on some personal development and I'm going to listen to it as I drive home. I listen to personal development while I'm doing the dishes. I listen to personal development while I'm in the shower. I listen to personal development while I am folding laundry. Any chance that I get, where and sometimes the girls are with me and sometimes they're not. They know that that's part of what I do to like shift my mindset. But I love doing it when I'm on my own, when I'm already doing some kind of mindless task. And I listen to something. I have so many books on my Audible that are all based on mindset. And so I pick something that I know is going to speak to me that I need in that moment. If you need suggestions, reach out, because I have so many good personal development books that speak to so many different areas of our lives. And sometimes I continue on with whatever book I'm like really immersed in at the moment. And other times I'm like, I just need a message about this. And so I turn on the book that I know has that message and I listen to it for 5 or 10 minutes. And while I'm listening to it, that gives me something, again, intentional, that I can shift my focus to. I can shift what I'm thinking about. And it has, like, I am telling you, listening to personal development has literally changed my life. It's something that I used to kind of balk at, like, I don't need self-help, like, blah, blah, blah. I was so, like, hoity-toity about it. I was just ignorant about it. Like, I didn't really get what it was. And it literally has changed my life. And I do it every single day, and I notice when I don't. And it's just those little shifts. It's those little shifts throughout the day, right? Like, you start up here in your morning. If you have a really good morning process, you start up here. And as the day goes on, it's just kind of like, oh, like you get a little bit more tired, or things come up, or conversations are had, or you see something on social media that brings you down, and you listen to personal development. It's like, oh, back up here. And then it's like, oh, down, down, down. Oh, back up here. It's just that kind of reset throughout the day, but it can energize you. It shifts your mindset back. It gives you something to focus on. It's really, really powerful. That's probably my favorite one, but it's my number 2 on this list. And my third one, shocker, is move your body. Okay. And again, it doesn't have to be something that takes a whole bunch of time. You don't have to have like an hour to go to the gym. That's not what I mean. When I need a mindset shift, when I need a reboot for my day, I move my body. And it can be as simple as stretching for 5 minutes. It can be as simple as walking the dogs around the block. It can be as simple as doing some lunges down the hallway and back. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It doesn't have to be anything super, super intense. I will sit there while I'm doing dishes and listening to my personal development, and I will do air squats. Just something to get my blood pumping, move my body, move my joints, get myself breathing heavier, and moving my body, it releases endorphins, like all of the things that come with that mentally, physically, is such a good way to just add a little bit of mindfulness in. And while I'm doing it, I think about what I'm doing. I think about the movements in my body that are happening. I think about the hormones that are being released in my body. Like, I try to just be very mindful about the whole process. And it gives me such a quick shift in such a short amount of simple time. So those are my 3. Those are my 3 go-tos. They're so simple. They're so simple. And that's the thing. They're so simple. There's no reason. I have 0 excuses to not do them. It takes 1 minute to do a good full box breath round. 1 minute. I can listen to personal development doing anything else that I'm doing. And I can always add movement into my body, right? Into my day in little tiny ways. 3 ways to intentionally shift your day so simply. And that's all. That's all I have for you right now. So happy Tuesday. Be kind to one another. Seek to understand each other. Have conversations. Approach each other with kindness. Happy Tuesday.